I got some questions from some of the people on the community, and obviously a lot of them are interested in being record producers, independent labels. Some of these
Okay.
questions are, what, besides bands, what are the some of the great contacts to make? I think you mentioned some of them, like DJs at clubs and stuff like that. Any other people?
What you mean as what? As a record company owner or as a producer?
Let's say both.
Well, you got different sets of contacts.
Okay.
You know, as a producer, you want to connect with as many songwriters as you can. You want to connect with as many artists as you can. You want to connect with as many managers as you can because you want to get your music out there as much as you can because you want your name on people's tongues. So the more you can get out there with people that are capable that are able to use your services and that can say, hey, Jay's a great producer. I love working with him. The more the more you can you know make your brand strong. As it relates to a record company owner, somebody who wants to put out their own record, DJs, retail stores, club owners, managers. When you're a record label owner, um, A&R guys, marketing and promotional guys, video makers, you want people that can help further your cause, which is promoting your artist and building your brand, publicists, lawyers, accountants. You got to put a real team around yourself and know what it is and again, two books that you all should read. The Music Business Explained in Plain English by David Nagar, and that's Naggar, and The Musician's Hand Guide by Bobby Borg, and that's Borg. Those are two books that you should have if you're going to do this business, and then anything else that you can read. But the music of business is a tough read for somebody who's not familiar with the music business. And all you need to know about the music business, it's just not, in my opinion, it's just not informative from a standpoint of people that really understand the independent process. But learn as much as you can about every aspect of this business. And if you say, "Well, I don't know any aspect of the business," start studying. Only 1% of the people that start off in this business are gonna make it.
Wow.
Only 1%. That
Wow.
means that the rest of you, 99%, are bums, and you're lazy, and you don't want to do the work, and you're not focused, and you're not dedicated, and you're not disciplined, and you shouldn't be in our business because you're clogging up the.
So, all right. So step one, they study the business. Like, so you give us like a time frame, right? Let's say the first 5 years. Like, what should they do? Like the first year, 2 years, 3 year, third year, fourth year. So someone can actually say, okay, I got this winning formula from someone who knows the industry. What I should do.
Okay, first of all, let me say this to you. Nobody knows the winning formula because if they did, they'd be in the Smithsonian. There's no one way to skin this cat. And and that's what you got to know. Is that everybody's going to do this a little differently. Um, and I can't quantify a time frame and say this is when you're ready because everybody's ready at their own time. To be honest with you, when I did rumors, I wasn't really ready. But because I had so much force in my way, I had so much fortitude, so much fight. I was pushing my way through. But once I made it through and I had to hit record, I proved that I wasn't ready because I had everything in my favor. I won. And then I came back and did Jealousy, which went to number 8, and then Situation number 9, which went to number 4, and then Lean on Me, which went to number 1. And I won a Grammy for it. And the success, I wasn't ready for it.
Really?
'Cause I was so young
How old were you then?
and, and 24.
Wow.
And people start telling you you're a genius. And you say, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. And then one day you start saying, I'm a genius. And then people start saying, no, you're not, no, you're not. Uh, but, you know, so, and listen, I'm a non-drinker, non-smoker, non-drugger. And the ego got out of control. For somebody who was coherent and aware and focused and disciplined and all those things, when you do um, things like drink and smoke and drugs and you get to success, you get out of control for real. And that's why you see so many people crash and burn, because they're so young when it happens. And the focus and the discipline that you need to take you to the next level and keep you moving, you don't have. And sometimes you find young people that do, but for the most part, you don't. That's why I say, you know, you guys have to really, because the world is moving so much faster for young people now. Now for my age group, from my era, me being 24, having a hit record, and winning a Grammy and having my own label will be equivalent to somebody 17 today doing the same thing.
Right. Bieber.
You know, so well, but he don't own his own label.
Right.
He's not in charge. I was in charge of everything. Nobody could tell me what I couldn't do. So you can just imagine a 17-year-old today in charge of his own label, in charge of his own career, with no direction. That was me. And so that's why I tell you all, read, study, organize, then execute. But you have to do those things, and patience is going to be your friend. Humility is going to be your friend. Those are two things that you must have in order to succeed out here. If you don't, you will crush yourself. And that's why only 1% make it. Because the other 99% that are on their way, that actually are stepping up that ladder, they do something to crush themselves.
Okay.
And they never get back.
That's really great. You know, what about some of some of your setbacks? Like, what did you learn? I mean, we talked about this briefly, that a lot of things you didn't know, so you figured it out as you moved it, as you kind of worked at it. Were there any other, like, big, you would say, setbacks that you learned from, where you kind of apply that to the next record or the next promotion?
I don't know if there's setbacks more than there are learning experiences. One thing I know is this, when the independent process, when independence was a big thing, and we had a bunch of record stores. First of all, there's less than 1,000 record stores today, stores that just sell music. So let me say there's less than 1,000 music stores today. When at the height of my career in like the 94s, 95s, there were over 15,000 stores that sold music. Today, there's less than 1,000. So that lets you know that marketplace is dying. But it's not because music stores got old. It's because of rack jobbers and mass merchandisers like Sam Goody's and Best Buy and Walmart. They crushed the marketplace because they started underselling product to get more people in their stores. So, you have to really be aware of what's around you. I'm sorry, what was your question again? Because I'm getting ready to go on a tangent.
This, like, another one of your setbacks that are
Okay.
learning experiences.
And so for me, not paying attention to the business at large, I couldn't see the downfall that was headed my way when I should have been acutely aware of it. Because when I start seeing chain stores go out of business, I should have been a lot more conservative on how much product I shipped out to chain stores.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're a record company, when you're an independent label, if you make money, you benefit from it directly. But if you lose money, it's taken from you directly. So when a chain store went out of business and they had my product, that means that once it went to bankruptcy court, I was out there. The bankruptcy court took it over. how much money I was going to get. It wasn't determined by how much of my product they had at a fair market value. It was determined by what the bankruptcy court deemed fair market value.
Right.
And if you're an unsecured creditor, like we are as independents, we're always an unsecured creditor. We're not like the banks and the mortgage companies who are secured creditors. We get the leftovers. So if the banks are getting 20 cents on a dollar, we're probably getting 2/10 of a penny on a dollar. So, not being aware of what was happening around me, you have to always. So that was a setback, or a challenge for me, because when the independent distributors and the one stops and the chain stores started going out of business, I lost almost $4 million. And that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
In product and real cash. Because when you ship out product, you don't get paid the day you ship it out. When you ship it out to a distributor, or a chain store, there's a 90-day turnaround sometimes, a 60-day turnaround. And if your product isn't selling through, instead of sending you a check, they'll send you a statement saying, your record isn't selling that well. Do you want to keep it on the shelf, or do you want to send it back? Or they will just send it back. Before, we knew we had 3 months, 90 days to 6 months for a product to sit on the shelf before somebody kicked it back. Today, product sits on the shelf for 30 days and they kick it back. So, so that was one of them. Not having strong relationships, that's another one. You have to build strong relationships and alliances with people that can help you when not when you're on the top of the mountain, but when you're starting to fall down. Relationships can keep you propped up there. So not having proper relationships, and not planning for not having enough set aside for it if it goes bad.
Okay.
Because nobody thinks it will.
Right. It's very good, man. Just some final thoughts. What's some, just some advice for these, young guys who are, starting record labels? Like you mentioned some already, just study the industry.
If there was any advice I could give people, I'd say, if you're going to do this, be serious. And if you're serious, it means you're going to actually take your time to write out your plan on a piece of paper. And you're not going to do it in a day. You might not do it in a week. You might not do it in a month. But if you do that, when you do it, you'll feel a lot more comfortable with the foundation that you're building, because it'll be a real one. You should study every day. I have my iPad here right now, and I read every day about the music business. I read on timelines about the music business. Most people don't know that Thomas Edison started the music business when he made the phonograph. And in 1897. The first time we got recorded music was close to 1900, where you got an actual. I think it might have been 1913 when we first got recorded music. So the music business isn't even 100 years old yet. Most of you guys don't even know when the first labels were started. Who were the first labels? The Thomas Edison, the first recording that he made wasn't a record, it was a cylinder, it was a round cylinder. So, really educate yourself about the business. Take the time to study and plan and organize it. If you do, you'll thank yourself later. And keep and constantly ground yourself. And don't put people around you that just say everything you say is right. Put people around you that's going to challenge you, that's going to make you stretch, that's going to call you on the silly things you do, because we do silly things.
All right, Jay, that was some great stuff. So, once again, tell us your Blog Talk Radio and how people can connect with you.
If people want to connect with me, you can connect with me via email at jayking, the number 62 at gmail.com. That's jking62 at gmail.com. If you want to hear me on Blog Talk Radio, it's www.blogtalkradio.com/JAY hyphen or minus sign KING. Or you can call in to listen to the show at 347-205-9366. We're on every Monday and Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. And that's just the music business the way I see it. On Sundays, we're on from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And 3 different types of shows. The morning shows are just fun, funny stuff, like a crazy morning show. The Monday and Wednesday shows are just about the music business, and the Sunday shows are the different life things, politics, religion, stuff like that.
Are you also on Twitter?
I am on Twitter. Twitter at the letter J, KING, music, and the number 3, JKing3 music. The letter J, KING, the number 3, and music, JKing3 music.
All right. So I'll definitely let the members know to check into your Blog Talk Radio and just learn more about the music business.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay.
All right.